hitters really know the zone. Even hitters that you wouldn't expect to know the zone, they know the zone. And if they can use the challenge system, is it going to change the value of catchers?
Breaking news on FT, our friend Jesse Rogers reporting about the ABS system, the robo umps. He said MLB is tweaking its ABS experimentation at AAA. It's another indication that if and when they bring it to the big leagues, it will be a challenge system, right? So this is the step right before the big leagues that is undergoing experimentation. And beginning on June 25th, they are going to have a challenge system for every single game. For the first half of the season at AAA, the plan was full ABS for Tuesday through Thursday. That's what's been going on. Challenge system on the weekends. So this is what they do. They use the minor leagues as a lab. They said, what looks better, the midweek games or the weekend games? And to me, I think this is big, AJ. I think this is really pushing us towards the fact that the league is going to bring this out in the big leagues. Whether it's 25 or 26, it's probably going to be one of the next 2 years. It'll be a challenge system, and it's not going to be the full ABS.
Of course, because they still have an umpires union they have to deal with. So the challenge system I'm fine with as long as it's quick. I just don't want these games to be longer. And again, we've talked about it. How do you choose who gets to go like this? Let's say Austin Wells, no offense to Austin Wells, is hitting ninth for the Yankees, and he goes like this, and he's wrong, and they lose their last challenge, and Aaron Judge comes up, and there's a ball way outside, and he goes, oh, wait, we don't have one, and he strikes out. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the strategy of this plays out down the road, and I just hope it's quick, and it's obviously they have the technology to make it pretty good, but I just hope it's quick, and it works, and they figure out how to do it.
I love it. I'm not sure why they do Tuesday to Thursday, like, oh, man, I wish it was a Friday, I would have gotten that call reversed and I still would have been in the at-bat. Like, to me, I think the ABS is not – it can't happen. I think the challenge system adds a bit of intrigue, but exactly what AJ said, I can't sit there and use up one of AJ's challenges. The good hitters, the bad hitters are going to be instructed, hey, you better be spot on. And to me, if they're letting the players do it and not, it's not coming from the bench or anything like that, let the players ask for the challenge on the bases too. Take it out of the manager's hand. Take it out of, because I love seeing how many people are like, oh yeah, check. Never mind. I thought you were out.
I think it's going to add a really cool element of strategy, and it is a good point. It's about letting the superstar hitters potentially get to extend their at bat, right? Like, this is what the front offices are going to ask for too. Keep in mind, front offices know that an extra pitch for Juan Soto can go a much longer way than an extra pitch for your 9-hitter, right? That's going to make a huge difference. I mean, to me, that's fun. That's a fun element of the game. Like, I can see AJ calling a game on Fox where the number 8 hitter used a challenge for, 2 of his at-bats, and he was wrong both times. And AJ's like, yeah, your teammates are going to be fucking pissed at you, dude.
No doubt. What I want to see is if it gives the catching position, because hitters really know the zone. Even hitters that you wouldn't expect know the zone, they know the zone. And if they can use the challenge system, is it going to change the value of catchers? I know they're still going to be doing the receiving, but all of a sudden it's going to shift that pendulum of, I think it's like 81% of value in receiving in catching is receiving, 13% is throwing, and whatever the rest is, 6% is blocking. I wonder if it's going to shift that value matrix to change the type of person you put behind the plate.
Go on.
Meaning, hey, I'm really good at receiving. Yeah, well, you blow at hitting, or you can't throw out the trash, or now all of a sudden the value of receiving is so escalated that I heard that there was a catcher who had incredible receiving. I heard a presentation that he was more valuable than Mike Trout in his MVP year. I think this catcher had like 11 home runs one year, but he had great receiving numbers, and the valuation of him was higher than Mike Trout that season, and Mike Trout was an MVP. So the receiving numbers are so escalated that if now we have a challenge system and it kind of takes away that receiving element, not completely takes it away, I know they're still there, are they going to stick guys who are maybe not the best receiving and better at throwing and blocking, or guys who hit better? Now they have to find people that can teach throwing and blocking. AJ will tell you, everybody wants to teach receiving because there's such a perceived value in the receiving and gaining strikes, and that value is going to go down.
I
mean, good. I hope it goes down, AJ.
Me too. I think it's one of the most overrated values we have in this game. I think it's stupid at times. I think we look too much at it because, the teams have gone to, oh, you might have 10 pass balls this year, but you might steal 20 strikes. 9 of those pass balls might lead to runs, but hey, you stole those 20 strikes, and on the one knee with, listen, I get why we're doing it, and I get why guys are on one knee. They want to steal the low pitch. But then you see a ball, I forget what game I was watching yesterday, and there was a ball in the dirt with a runner on third. The catcher couldn't get to it. It goes by him. He tries to backhand it. The run scores. They lose the game by 1 run. Is that run not worth as much as stealing 2 pitches earlier in the game? So that's, to me, is the rub. And listen, I think that, I appreciate the receiving stats, but what's amazing to me is you can have a guy who's number 1 in the league one year, and the next year they drop to like 20th. They didn't change anything. What changed? The umpires they had behind them, the pitchers they had on the mound. Like, it's such an ebb and a flow that I don't think we perfected it yet.
Well, let's look at one. What's up?
Teams think they have perfected it, and they think it is they're even playing it out as like the greatest value in the entire sport. You're getting guys who are worth like an entire run for the season. Somebody that's like a 1 WAR player because of his receiving stats, and they feel like that value is nobody's paying for that. Nobody's getting paid to receive.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, a guy that steals strikes consistently is going to significantly improve your run prevention. The part where I think AJ has a point is, number one, depends who the ump is. So there's luck involved. Could be significant luck involved if you're able to fool certain umps, and also just certain umps are way better than others.
Let's say you had Angel Hernandez, and right. I know we picked on Angel before. You're going to get more strikes called, right? So, Damn, if I'm a catcher, I'm like, I want Angel back there every game because he's going to call stuff that aren't strikes, and my receiving numbers are going to go whoo through the roof, right? If he's back there 10 times versus 2 times, and he misses all those pitches that were balls, that he calls a strike, guess what? I look like a better receiver. So I'm like, to Angel Hernandez, I'm like, dude, let's go. I need those all called strikes. Or, I hate to pick on Angel now that he's gone, but I mean, he's, just the first name that everyone talks about. But even the Manny Gonzalez last night, we showed, he called more strikes than were actual strikes. Does that mean that the 2 catchers are better catchers than anybody else? Or does it mean Manny Gonzalez had a bad night, but the catcher gets credit? So to me, it's very fleeting stat because there's so many variables to it. I mean, Jonathan Lucroy back in the day was considered the best. One year, the next year, he was the worst. He didn't change anything. Why did he go from best to worst? Nobody could tell me.
Well, let's show one example. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say that the argument that they give, the argument that the analytic department, who are evaluating the receiving, the argument is, well, over 10,000 pitches, it all evens out. The umpire you get, the pitchers that you have on the mound, it all evens out. And I'm like, okay, 10,000 pitches. Like, what if you're a backup? You're evaluating it, but the same people, I hear them evaluating Hey, what's the deal? What did you change this past week? Your receiving has been much better. Wait. Beginning of the season, you told me it's based on 10,000 pitches. So why are you evaluating good or bad how I did in 1 week? Like, you could be completely manipulating one umpire in that week, and it changes your stats. Like the Manny Gonzalez game, the bad umpires, yes, I get it. Angel would call pitches outside the zone. Manny didn't call pitches correctly. The issue is in receiving, yes, you might get those pitches, but you're also losing all the ones that he got wrong in the zone. You're getting docked for those. You're getting minus 0.5 on that one, minus 0.3 on the borderline ones.
FT is headed to the MLB All-Star Game this year, and there's only one way you should be finding tickets for any ball game. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, so they have you covered for all of your baseball ticket needs.
I'm super pumped to hit the Futures game this year. That new skills competition looks electric.
I agree, Kratz. It's like the Olympics for baseball. Cannot wait to see that. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. Baseball season's in full swing, and you don't want to miss out. SeatGeek has your tickets to every game and, of course, concerts, festivals, and more.
Every ticket's backed by their buyer guarantee, and SeatGeek is the only site that lets you return your tickets ahead of the event with swaps.
And Kratz, you know FT came through for the people. Use our code FOUL for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code FOUL. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app, please. So let's show an example then from last night, because here's my thing. I hate framing. I think it sucks as a fan to watch. It's stupid. It affects the outcome of games, but to me is a skill that baseball wasn't built for. So in that Cubs game that we were alluding to, Patrick Wisdom watched a pitch sail so far off the plate that this is where the challenge system could come in with ease. Everybody watching right now can see that that was not a strike, correct? That one's going to be an easy screw you. It's 3-0 in a one-run game with a team that is on the ropes right now and really needs to get someone like this either on base or maybe get, a 3-0 heater that he can put over a wall, right? Like that is bad right there.
It's a bad call. It's a bad call, but AJ will tell you, when you first started catching in high school, if you would have done this to umpires, if you would have done this exactly what Patrick Bailey did, I'm not saying Patrick Bailey was in the wrong. This is where the game is, and he's a valuable receiver. If you did that, that umpire would have tapped on your shoulder and been like, don't show me up again. But we're so far away from that. We're so far away from that. That is like, it's the norm now. You just rip that pitch back in the zone.
True. It used to be catch a ball like a ball and a strike like a strike. And yeah, there were edges, but umpires used to get mad if you move the ball like this. I mean, they were like, I want you as quiet as possible. And now it's just become such the norm. And listen, Manny Gonzalez just had a bad night. So to use that as an example is kind of unfair. But Patrick Bailey will get credit for it, and he'll make $1 million more because he got that one pitch framed.
What about the entertainment factor of this news, right? Because to me, this is pushing us closer to what's going to happen within the next season or two. We had a big year last year with a pitch clock. From an entertainment perspective, most people said, I like this. Clean, crisp, get rid of some of the BS time, 20 plus minutes shaved off of a game. Next layer here, what pisses off fans? Bad calls. What will fans enjoy and keep them more engaged in a game? Watching pitch by pitch and seeing if a pitch is off. Going to a game with your buddies and being like, yo, that's not a ball, right? Or that's not a strike. And then you see the player actually challenge it. That fires up a crowd, probably more so than the ABS because you're not going to get that, right? Like this is actually correcting a human error. So I think it's going to be awesome. I do. I think it's going to solve a lot of problems. It might actually hurt FT because we might lose some of our Ump Show segments, but we'll take the hit.
We're not losing them. They're still humans. They'll still make mistakes.
Okay. So we're a fan, though. This is good. Right?
Totally.
Yeah. I do still think there could be a world where the ABS system eventually does happen. The full balls and strikes. You don't, Kratz? You don't think it'll ever occur.
Where it's
I don't think they're
just
comfortable with the tech. So this is a good way to get rid of the really bad blatant calls.
But you're saying that it. You mean where it beeps in their ear? Oh, strike! Like they're just constantly.
Yeah, I mean we've seen that in the minor leagues and in the Arizona Fall League actually already for years in certain leagues.
Yeah, but I just can't envision a place where the tech is correct, in the sense that we can't get the pitch comm to work correctly all the time in our hats. Like what happens when the one umpire was talking about the fact that a pitch bounced and ABS had it as a strike. It might have tipped that zone. Like, is that what we're going to go to? Like a pitch that bounces and is called because it's a big curveball, but it touched the zone. Like, are we okay with that? Are we okay with that repercussion?
Yeah, but I'm saying they should be able to fix these glitches. That's why you're not going to get the full ABS until the glitches are fixed. At the same time, AJ, if there is a glitch, big leaguers are going to find it and take advantage of it. They might do that with an ABS system that's via challenge. Like, it's not the same, but you still might be able to find a glitch in the system if that's the case and be like, yeah, even if that gets called a ball, I know ABS is going to reverse you and call that a strike, right?
100%. I mean, the big curveball, a big ephus pitch will make a comeback because, again, all it has to do is touch. The strike zone is 3D. I think people think of it as a flat thing, but it's the whole plate. So if you can throw a pitch that comes in high enough and it almost like slow pitch softball comes in straight down and it touches a part of the strike zone and touches a part of the plate, that can be considered a strike by ABS. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think you'll see the Burt Blyleven big curveball, Barry Zito big curveballs come back, because if you throw it slow enough and it just clips, it can be coming down, it just clips your knee and it just clips the plate. I mean, that's going to be called a strike and people are going to have a problem with it.
Well, this is great, actually. We're going to have more ephus pitches, which everyone likes, and we're going to have a little less framing value, which most people think is boring. Scotty B here from FT. 1 in 5 Americans have learn a new language on their bucket list, and you should make 2024 the year you finally check it off the list with Babbel. Babbel is the science-backed language learning app that actually works. Babbel's designed by real people for real conversations.
Kratz here. Brawny, you know what I'm doing? I'm working on my Spanish so that I can get my pronunciation and accent game to the next level. Babbel's speech recognition technology makes that happen.
Good job, Kratz. So here's a special limited time deal for FT listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for FT listeners. Again, that's up to 60% off at babbel.com/foul, spelled BABBEL.com/FOUL. Rules and restrictions may apply. With Babbel, you can learn everything you need to have real-world conversations, and all it takes is just 10 minutes a day.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.